Hi guys, it's Untitled. How's everyone doing? Good, good, good. I hope. I have moved the microphone a little bit further away from myself because when it's here, it doesn't seem to be very good. So still ironing out kinks, but wanted to do another spotlight video because I love doing them so much. Is my phone wonky? I don't know. If it wasn't before, it definitely is now. Anyway, today I'm doing a video on GRANDIFLORA, a company from Australia. I have to say, I'm so attracted to the way this brand looks. I love the logo. It's kind of graffiti, flowery type feeling. Is it? Oh, here you go, look. Really, really cool. I love them. They're an Australian company. I don't get to review many Australian companies. I do have a few in the pipeline, but this one I wanted to do first. It's a relatively small brand. There's only 5 fragrances in the line, and it's by a lady called Saskia Havekis. I hope I've pronounced that right. She has a florist in the middle of Sydney in Australia called GRANDIFLORA, and she loves flowers that much. I think she's kind of taken it to the next level and incorporated perfumery into it. She worked with a couple of really famous perfumers. I feel like my phone is slipping down as I'm speaking. So the first fragrance came out in 2013 and the last one came out last year. She worked with Bertrand Duchefort, really famous perfumer, Mikel Rudznitska, and one other lady, Sandrine Vidiot. I seriously can't pronounce that name. It's a beautiful name, but I can't pronounce it. So she sees herself as a floral curator. I'm going to look up after actually I do this video maybe some of her flower arrangements. I'm guessing they're going to be quite spectacular. But there are 5 fragrances in the line, and I love the whole way it's presented, each with a picture with the notes, which is helpful for someone like me who is doing a spotlight and an overview of them. And yeah, the bottles look like this. I'll probably put them in the video anyway, but just so you can see them. So it says here, internationally acclaimed florist and author Saskia Havekis does not so much arrange flowers, she curates them. Drama, scale and sensual depth are her signature. 1995, she opened her shop, and then she started in 2013 making fragrances, so yay much. Let's smell them. This is going to be a challenge for me because florals, I've always said, not my strong suit. Florals are so in-depth, so different, so nuanced that sometimes it's just hard to describe them, but I'm going to go for it. So we're going to start with, let's just randomly pick one. I'll start with Boronia because I recognise the name. I recently smelled another Australian company. I forget the name of them now, but they also have a fragrance which features Boronia. Boronia is a flowering shrub that, as far as I know, is native to southern Australia, possibly Tasmania, or indigenous. Is that the same thing? Is indigenous and native the same thing? Or is indigenous only when it's an animal, or is it native is the animal? You get what I mean anyway. They only grow there. So this one is the most recent one, and this one was made by Bertrand Duchefort. It says, one of her earliest memories is walking on sunburnt eucalyptus leaves through a field of Boronia towards the river in the Australian bush. Scruffy little Australian flower, has a copious amount of volume. Known as brown Boronia, it's a native wildflower, yay. Okay, I said both. I was going to get one or the other right, hopefully. High valued intensity, vivid fragrance, and its complexity. It says it's leathery hay-like undertones. And these are the notes. These are the notes. So, top is blue chamomile, cognac, labdanum. The heart notes are black tea, Boronia, suede, and osmanthus. And the base notes are driftwood, myrrh, caramel, and tolu balsam. So this sounds like it's going to be really, really dark, and there's only the tiniest bit left for me to spray. So this is going to have to be it. I have clean skin. I have no perfume on today. So let's smell it. And this is the picture that comes with it. It's so cool. I'm going to look at her arrangements for sure. Boronia megastigma is the botanical name. So this is rich. This smells a little bit like something's a bit burnt in it. It smells brown. It smells really not heavy as such, but it doesn't really smell like a flower I've ever smelled before, which would make sense because I've not smelled Boronias, so maybe that's what I'm smelling. I can really feel tobacco. This is kind of dense and I guess floral around the edges. It smells a bit smoky as well. It's really nice. Oh gosh, always with the itching. Always with the itching nose. So yeah, we'll let that one settle and we'll move on to the next one. So the next one is called a Queen of the Night, which is flower that grows on a cactus. And this one was made by Bertrand de Chauffeur again. Drawn to this both for its fragrance and its semi-legendary status as the party flower. The intent was to reflect the narcotic, sometimes carnal effect of an intricate, alluringly hypnotic bloom. And it's hard to resist. Hypnotic flower that may only bloom for an hour, once a year in the middle of the night. So the notes of this are green mandarin, clove, bergamot. Heart notes are orange blossom, jasmine, and pittosporum. Never heard that word in my life. I would look it up on my phone, but I'm actually recording on my phone, so sorry. Base note, sandalwood, patchouli, and musk. This sounds fun. It sounds really fun. It sounds like it might smell poisonous or something like that. Oh, and here's the picture. Nice. Yum, this is so nice. This smells like a white floral. It smells like a very smooth, almost tuberosy-like feeling. Smooth and sweet, but really elegant as well. It's not cloying at all. I guess it's orange blossom jasmine, but it doesn't feel green or anything like that, and it's not indolic from weird jasmine. I really want to know what pittosporum is, or pittosporum. You never know how to pronounce things when you see a word that you've never seen before. I think what I'm smelling here is chamomile as well, because chamomile is, I wouldn't say it's the prettiest of flowers to smell, and it's also, chamomile tea doesn't really taste that nice to me. And this is almost like slightly sunburned florals, which is cool. It makes me think of summer florals, things you might find in a meadow, but with the added note of something a little bit boozy, leafy tobacco, and dark resins, and the slightest touch of gourmand as well. It does say there's caramel in there, I think. So yeah, we'll let that one settle and we'll move on to the next one. So the next one is called a Queen of the Night, which is flower that grows on a cactus. And this one was made by Bertrand de Chauffeur again. Drawn to this both for its fragrance and its semi-legendary status as the party flower. The intent was to reflect the narcotic, sometimes carnal effect of an intricate, alluringly hypnotic bloom. And it's hard to resist. Hypnotic flower that may only bloom for an hour, once a year in the middle of the night. So the notes of this are green mandarin, clove, bergamot. Heart notes are orange blossom, jasmine, and pittosporum. Never heard that word in my life. I would look it up on my phone, but I'm actually recording on my phone, so sorry. Base note, sandalwood, patchouli, and musk. This sounds fun. It sounds really fun. It sounds like it might smell poisonous or something like that. Oh, and here's the picture. Nice. Yum, this is so nice. This smells like a white floral. It smells like a very smooth, almost tuberosy-like feeling. Smooth and sweet, but really elegant as well. It's not cloying at all. I guess it's orange blossom jasmine, but it doesn't feel green or anything like that, and it's not indolic from weird jasmine. I really want to know what pittosporum is, or pittosporum. You never know how to pronounce things when you see a word that you've never seen before. But she bolds out certain things here, and she's bolded out green mandarin, jasmine, and sandalwood, but I wouldn't say it's jasmine. It's a floral tone that is somewhat akin to a tuberose, I would say, but there's something different. It's like related to tuberose, but no way near as cloying or heavy or in your face. As much as I love tuberoses, they can be a little bit aggressive sometimes, or a lot aggressive. I like this. This is lovely. I like the idea of it being called Queen of the Night and that it only blooms for an hour once a year or something like that. It's kind of a bit magical in a way. And it's really nice. There's something a little bit kind of fizzy about it as well. Oh, it's really good. But mainly it's kind of like a white floral, but like a white floral from a slightly different dimension. It's hard to pinpoint. Florals are really hard to describe. Tiny little bit soapy, but it doesn't smell like a floral I've smelled before, and that, my friends, is amazing. So the next one's called Madagascan Jasmine. This one was made by Michelle Rudnitska. She says, I wanted a literal rather than abstract interpretation. Working with these flowers so ubiquitous in bridal bouquets, I've learned they offer more than their first impressions. She wanted it to have a trailing element and honour the paradox of their demure elegance and a twist of smoke. Top notes, mango and green tropical fruits. Heart notes, Madagascan jasmine, white flowers and green foliage. And then base note is musk, smoky accord and roasted cacao. These things are intriguing me massively. As soon as I read about them, I'm thinking, okay, what is this? What's going to happen here? Okay. And here's the picture. Oh gosh, another great one. This is so cool. This has got a lot of those elements I just read about. So it's fruity sweet, but not cloyingly so. The jasmine's behind the fruit at the moment, and it's the most pristine kind of jasmine I've smelled. It's not dirty in any way. There's no edgy roughness to it. Oh, this is so nice. This is bridal. I mean, I would wear this on my wedding day when I'm going to be a bride or whatever, you know what I mean. There's white floral in here that is making me feel like it's a little bit what was in the Queen of the Night one, where it's a white floral that doesn't quite fit either tuberose or orange blossom or anything like that, but it's there and it's giving a smoothness to it. The jasmine is so perfectly placed. It's not overwhelming. You can tell that it's a jasmine fragrance, but the fruitiness is kind of glossing over it a little bit. I wouldn't say it smells like mango, but it definitely smells like something a little bit tropical, fruity, but not cheapy synthetic. It feels really lovely. So nice. Imagine jasmine petals resting in a fruit bowl. That's kind of what it smells like to me. Like fruit salad with a really nice jasmine infused into it. A non-dirty jasmine. It's very petally and just there's a greenery to this as well. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So the last two are both called Magnolia Grandiflora, but one is named after Michelle Rudnitska and the other one's named after Sandrine. So she's called them after the perfumers that made them. So let's do the Michelle Rudnitska one. Never one for the easy or obvious, Michelle chose to interpret the second phase of the short-lived flower. His fragrance captures the riper elegance of petals as they transition into their rich, leather-like state. Michelle is a tribute to Sandrine's life. As an apprentice of Michelle's father, Edmund Rudnitska, she and Michelle both mastered their craft in the same studio. How nice is that? So, it's about magnolias. Okay, what I know about magnolias is they're creamy, rich, beautiful flowers. Top notes, lemon, bergamot, grapefruit. Heart notes, magnolia, jasmine, ylang ylang. I always get a bit of a twinge when I hear ylang ylang because I'm hoping it's going to be very ylangy. Base notes, patchouli, vetiver, musk. And this is the flower. Look how nice. Lovely. So let's smell Michelle Rudnitska's take on the second half of a magnolia petal's life. Oh, okay. Oh, I wanted to say about this one. This was supposed to have a smoke in it, the last one, the Madagascan Jasmine. There's no smokiness in here at all, and it is now becoming a lot more jasmine prominent. Anyway, back to this one. This has got a real punch, like a real sharp, almost astringent punch to it. It's fruity from a citrus element that doesn't feel like a citrus I've smelled before. Again, this is like parallel universe flowers. It's almost got like a guava type feeling to it. And again, a fizzy greenery. And I can feel some kind of floral that feels more like a rose or like a peony feeling. You know, that bright spring-like type of floral. It's not creamy in any way that I thought it was going to be, because it has ylang in it, and ylang-yalang's very creamy as well. But no, slightly kind of tropically grapefruit over the top, and then a bright, almost spring-like flower coming through as well. Colour me surprised. I really like it. It feels like a bouquet. It feels really pretty, really elegant, light. It's not a heavy one at all. Really like it. I want to smell the other one now. So, the last one is Grandiflora, Magnolia Grandiflora, but this is the one by Sandrine. So, while true of all floral-inspired fragrance, this seems as challenging as any. How to capture nature's great, intriguing perfumes while somehow suggesting the visual glory of a flower so beautiful and strong. So, bergamot, grapefruit, pepper, magnolia petals in the heart, moss, dry woody notes, and base is marine accord and musk. So, picture. Here's the picture. So 3 perfumers worked on these fragrances, and there's not been a bad one yet. They're all really beautiful if you're a floral lover, for sure. Okay. This smells like marijuana a little bit. Seriously, it smells like marijuana. That real thick kind of herbal marijuana smell. And it smells a lot like jasmine in this one. I can smell something very herbal here. I think it might be a combination of maybe pepper and grapefruit. The grapefruit and pepper makes it feel really herbal. There's a moss note in here, but that's not something that I would probably pinpoint. This one's sharp. There's a real sharp greenness to it. I don't know where the marine accord is or anything like that, but yeah, I really smell marijuana. Sometimes when people walk past you, and it's in London especially, when it's in their pocket, not when they're smoking it. When there was a guy that got on the train the other day, actually, and as soon as he got on the train, the carriage filled up with the smell of marijuana because he obviously had it in his pocket somewhere, and it smells like that. That's not a bad thing. I smelled another fragrance called Amnesia by Boronia, and that also, strangely enough, has grapefruit and pepper in it, and it has a hashish accord, so I feel like it's kind of in that realm. This one doesn't smell floral. It smells green, it smells herbal, it smells more on the aromatic side, and it's a bit spicy as well. They're totally different. This one, the other one, the Michelle one, is now turning very jasmine-y. Pretty much going to like jasmine single note. This one's odd, I'm not sure. This is the last one. This one is, I'm not sure about that one. Just gonna have a quick break and then we'll go back over them. Okay, so the first one, the Boronia one. This is boozy. This is really boozy resins. The floral is right behind, and it's the darkest, heaviest one for sure. I wouldn't even really call this a floral. It's more like a full-on oriental type thing. It's definitely the most interesting, and it definitely still has that sort of burnt caramel type feeling, but with tobacco and resins. So yeah, that one. The next one was that Queen of the Night. Really smooth. It feels a little bit like creamy citrus smoothness, and like I said, something that's a little bit akin to tuberoses, but not. I can feel something a little bit medicinal, like you get that medicinal side of tuberose or the medicinal side of ylang ylang. I can feel that in here, now that it's kind of opening up. And this one's very sweet. It's not vanilla sweet, but it's definitely a sweet one. So the Madagascan Jasmine one is really petering out. I can hardly smell this one now. The jasmine is more prominent. It feels very natural, this one. I really like it. It's it almost feels like I'm in a garden. I can feel a lot of nature in this one. And the jasmine is medium, kind of streamlined and not too scary or dirty. But it's fading super, super fast, unfortunately. Second to last one was the Michelle Rudnitska Magnolia. This one has also, in a short space of time, turned extremely watery. It's a very, very subtle, pollen-y type smell that's lost a lot of its character, unfortunately. That's a shame. These first two are the strongest by far, and they're the ones I sprayed first, and they're already way overtaking this one. This one's kind of going, I don't really know, it's going into a nondescript feeling. And finally, this one still smells like marijuana. This one's unusual. Although I said it smells like marijuana, there's other things as well. I don't smell anything marine like they said, but I'm not sure I would wear this one. This one's kind of strange. Still, it's coming from grapefruit, I think. Some sort of greenery and grapefruit together and pepper is making it feel much more herbaceous than I was expecting. Forgot to say, retail price is 50 mils is £98. I think they only come in 50 mils, so maybe should have said that at the beginning. Maybe this is the beginning. Maybe I'll put it in at the beginning. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to leave it there as a kind of brief one. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. I always have fun sniffing new brands out and just seeing what their style is and what new things my nose can be treated to. And this brand, I just loved the way they looked and the story behind it. And I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe want to try some now. Anyway, March on my logo, click my logo down there to subscribe or hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you guys soon for another video. Goodbye.